Well, hello there, and welcome to the shed once again. So what do I have here, you might ask? Well, I'll tell you. This is a made in China pan and box brake. It's a 24-inch pan and box brake. Now, to be honest, I bought this not this past Christmas, actually the Christmas before. So it's actually been languishing in my garage for about a year and a half. Now the reason I bought it, well, two reasons. I've been looking for a small pan and box brake forever, but they just, used ones just don't come up very often. I've only seen a couple for sale. And there was a guy had one locally here. It was a very good quality one. You know, it was about 3 times what this is worth. But caught hold of them, but just could never get together at the right time to close the deal on it. So fortunately I missed out on that one. So then, like 2 Christmases ago, I got a gift certificate for the China store. We call it Princess Auto up here. It's your equivalent to Harbor Freight in the US, and no idea what they call it in the UK, but I'm sure they have a similar version. So they had these on sale. I had the gift certificate, not birth certificate, gift certificate. So I decided to go and buy it. Knowing full well that it wasn't going to be the greatest quality, but for as much as I would be using it, it's probably fine. So the reason, why did I drag it out right now, you might ask? Well, behind there, I'm going to start working on that propane forge. So I've got the bricks, and now I've got to make a tin box to go over it. So my buddy at the wood stove place hooked me up with some scrap 18 gauge sheet metal. So that'll be the outer shell of the forge, so to speak. And this thing will bend up to 16 gauge, yeah, 16 gauge. So, should work just fine for that project. So I finally dragged it around from the front to the back. So it's a bit wobbly here. It's like a lot of this stuff, it wasn't packaged all that great. It just had 2 screws on opposite corners holding it to the packing crate, so the legs got a bit bent up on it. Actually, there's another guy on YouTube, Mr. Pragmatic Lee. I think he calls the Tin Barn Shed or something like that. Anyways, he bought one of these, similar one, Harbor Freight or whatever. And he's done a few videos how he's improved his, so I think I'll probably be doing that, trying to do a few improvements to it. So actually the best made thing on it so far appears to be these fingers. They're machined not too bad. Remains to see what quality. This should be a fairly hard steel, but yeah, I actually might just run a file over them. Not exactly a Rockwell test or anything, but yeah, so it's fairly hard steel, so hopefully these have been heat treated somehow. These surfaces here I think are just regular China metal. The only one that takes any amount of wear is this face here. So anyways, we'll see. So the first thing, like these handles here, this is holds the material in place. So, so for a spacer, they've got like 3 great big washers on each side. See it better from this angle. So what I'll do is I'll probably make up some bronze. I think I've got some round bronze stock about this size. So I'll make some bronze spacers up for that. And So it's got holes up top here. They don't seem to do much. So this is like a eccentric cam in here, so I'll probably put like a zircon there, just so you can grease those handles. The fingers are quite wide. There's not a huge amount of graduation, so I might try making some more fingers, or I might just try cutting a couple of these bigger ones in half. I'm not sure. Actually, you could make these fingers if you knew somebody that had a surface grinder. I think I know a person that has one. It's not running yet though. So I literally just took it out of the box here. So I had a little bit of this. This is that 18 gauge metal that I'm going to use for the box on the forge. So those guys tighten down there, and then I'm not quite sure where 90 is, but yeah, so it's a decent, does a decent job. I don't think you'd want to use that in the aerospace industry, say, but for the old shed here, I'm sure it'll work out just fine. Like I say, I don't plan on using it a huge amount, but the first project has come up, so I'm going to try and whip it into shape a little bit. Like these, this guy's stuff in the back here, so I mean there's a pin there, but just a washer and cotter pin holds it in there. So maybe improve on that, you know, start looking at it. There's probably things that can be done to improve it. There's one company in Canada, I think they're still around, King Machinery. What they do is they bring something like this in from China, and then they actually have a shop and they go through it and improve on the finish of it. Of course they sell it for a lot more money when they're done, but anyways, 24-inch pan and box brake. Now this counterweight goes on here somewheres. Yeah, down there. So I had to strip some of the parts off so I could actually lift it up here. It's my youngest son there, he's gone, moved out on his own again, so it's kind of not, you know, it's always nice to have somebody around to help you lift stuff, so especially when you're getting older and everything gets heavier. But anyway, so I stripped it down a bit just to get it up here, so I'll do a little bit of work on it, and then like I say, the first project's going to be making that propane forge. I've got enough raw materials now, I think, for the forge part of it. I got to start getting some material together for the burners, hopefully this week. Order a bit of stuff off Amazon. I'll hit up our local plumbing jobber, start rounding that up, so hopefully start on that soon. So anyways, just wanted to share the latest addition to the old shed. Thanks for watching, and I hope everybody has a great week. Bye now.